Well, fellas, I wanted to show you one of the nicest trucks I've ever seen. I'm not even exaggerating. It's really, really, really sweet truck. Guys, this is Ricky. He's the guy that helped build our engine test stand. Check this thing out here. It's really dirty right now, so we were supposed to do this in the shade. Whoops, we got a little bit ahead of ourselves. But yeah, dude, pop the hood, please, because this thing is so sick underneath there. Love, love, love that hater pipe. It's kind of like the Elfier thing going on, you know?
Lightweight hood stand.
I believe this is what they call a Texas truck, but you're in Florida.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Following their lead, at least.
So you got a, what is it, 6.1 liter, right?
Yep, almost a 6.2. It's got Texas speed heads, cam, runs on a Holly, all the goodies. S480 turbo, Borg Warner. It runs all right.
So we want to get this thing on the dyno, do a little bit of tweaking. Ricky's been helping out at the shop, you know, off and on, definitely helping us a lot whenever we need it. The welds on this thing are pretty sick.
One of my buddies did it in the garage. He does a lot of Honda stuff. His name's Andrew. He's Andrew Fernandez, really good guy.
Very cool. Let's get this thing on the dyno, start to rip it a little bit. I know Nate's been helping you out a little bit. Yep. And we've had a couple little snags here and there. We're going to try and see if we can make just a little bit more power we're at. Maybe turn it up later. You got another problem that are a little, we wanted to tackle today. We just can't tackle it.
Yeah, the pinion angle is a little too high. So we're trying to cut the perches off and re-weld the perches, change the angle so that we get a little less rubbing of that drive shaft. But it's good enough for now.
Just in case it spits out the drive shaft, you know, at least we have something to blame on.
It won't. Better not.
It's like a hers and a his.
Yeah, sure.
It's the girl fuel and the man fuel.
Yeah, let's just hope it goes somewhere. No, just to get home, I gotta get extra gas to get home.
Oh man,
mileage.
Jeez, that bad, huh?
It's not that bad, but every time I get I might as well just fill it all the way up. So
I agree.
extra.
Let's fire this thing up and get her on the dyno.
All right, sounds good.
So when I was watching you change gears and all that stuff, that thing was like gunk, and I was like, dang, that tranny, bro. All right, so when we were at the track the other day, this On3 Performance intercooler really actually impressed me a hell of a lot more than I thought it would. That's a 4-inch. Is that 4-inch or is that 5-inch, dude?
5-inch.
So on this side, it was a little bit warm, which to be expected, but by the time it got there,
yeah, it's pretty
nothing.
Good. Really,
it was so nice and cool. All right, we just kind of recreated a base map real fast here. A little bit of difference in the timing curve. Same wide open. Yeah, we're just gonna try a little shakedown. What, 16 pounds of boost, you say?
Should be 16.
All right, we're just gonna give that a little rip, maybe even part throttle. Just kind of get a feel out for this thing. So. As you guys can see, the torque is not very accurate at all. It should be very close to what the horsepower is.
Hey, that's nothing for RPM either. That's only 5,700. So we'll just build on that. I want to see if we can pick up bottom end because the timing is kind of weak down there. But dude, air fuel is like, I
Ricky had some fan switches on this vehicle, and I did not turn them on, so it got really hot on the next 2 pulls. We did a little torture test on this thing, ran it really hot and at less boost, and it still made over 700 wheel horsepower.
We got something else going on. I did start to feel it almost like it was rubbing more there. We'll have to see. Try and get to the bottom of it.
By now we got everything pretty well streamlined. We got a nice clean air fuel and the proper amount of spark advance.
Yeah, better looking curve all the way through. Much better. That's still only 6,200 though. All right, so we made a couple pulls here. The best we made was that 769 here, but we're actually doing that at about a pound and a half less boost than what we were doing 760 on our first pull. So we're just trying to clean up the whole timing map, trying to clean up the fuel map, see what it likes. We got to get that under our belt first before we just throw a boost at it. I mean, that's a nice, you know, sloppy way to do it, but at the same time, and it does make power, but we're just trying to understand everything with it. If we can make about a pound and a half more boost right now, I just want to see him end up with like 800 wheel. I'll be happy. We'll be able to fix this thing hopefully next couple days or so, but got a bunch of races coming up soon, so you got to get it fixed anyway, you know, but I just want to make sure that it makes a little bit more power, has better drivability, and I know gas mileage isn't one of the big things that you built this for at all, but if we can get better gas mileage and make 800 wheel, why not?
Why not?
After tuning this, Ricky told me he's making roughly about 30 to 50% better gas mileage. That's crazy.
It's definitely making better torque all the way through, and that's definitely nice. I mean, you can feel it like.
I'm happy with it.
Let's just rip this. We're gonna run out of time.
That sounds good.
Well guys, this is Sunday, and the natural thing for an American man to do is to put something and smoke some meat. I did a video a little while ago on Instagram, as well as in the end of one of our other videos, and I put some stuff out there, some little tips of what I had done, and I really appreciate you guys because you gave us a bunch more information on a couple different things, tried some things, tweaked some things, and it is turning out really good. All right, so we got 2 6-pounders in there, using a little bit different of a rub, and actually coated everything in mustard. It's actually got an old style mustard in there, really thick, seedy. Kind of see it a little bit. Lots of red pepper flakes on there, and that is going to be fantastic. And of course, the most important part is our bath. We're not really making a gravy, but we are saving all the fat. Gonna chop that up in really fine pieces. Give it a nice little fat bath. It's gonna go right in my belly. So guys, if you hear a dog in the background, heavy breathing and thinking that they're dying, they really want to go out and party. Well, one of our dogs is in heat, so yeah, bear with me. We're going to see a little bit more of that truck coming up. We got a whole bunch of races that we have lined up, and I can't wait to see where that thing shakes out. But it should be a mid 9-second truck. It should be really, really, really close with Ben's car, along with a number of other cars that we got selected to run with it. So guys, we got a quick little preview here. George really sent it at Cletus and Cars Indy, and check this little preview out right here. We'll have more of that coming up in the next couple days. I wanted to thank you guys so much for your support, and what you guys have done has been absolutely awesome. So if you guys haven't seen the Rodney poster, or we still have our Uncle Sam poster, check those out. We can be shipping those out next week. As well as our flag shirts are restocked, just like this one right here. They look fantastic in person. This next little part is a total nerdy thing from LOJ, and it is absolutely amazing what we're able to do now. And I'm telling you guys, CAN and all the other stuff that goes along with CAN tuning is going to be a whole different avenue, being able to take certain things and transplant certain things and really open up the possibilities in the future of what you can do with a vehicle. Dude, that thing's a ripper. Well, I, my friends, am driving a Nissan Xterra, and it has an LS3 swap. And this thing drives just like a factory Escalade or Silverado. The gauges work. It's pretty sick. In fact, they even got the four-wheel drive to work. It has tap shift. The stuff that they've done is honestly amazing. I want to dive into it a lot deeper to show you guys what's really involved with the CAN stuff. Last week we had done a couple videos on the quality and workmanship of what LOJ does. They really do an amazing job of stuff. All right, so this Xterra right here has a very unique four-wheel drive system. So we have a 6L80.
Yep.
And it's adapted to the factory transfer case, is that right?
Correct. So the Xterras, Frontiers, Pathfinders, Titans, and Armadas all use the same transfer case, as long as it's a part-time four-wheel drive truck. There's full-time all-wheel drive. It's not one of those. Basically what I designed was an adapter to bolt the Nissan transfer case to the GM transmission. Originally when I first did Xterra and Frontier kits, it was only for the 6-speed manuals because I was adapting the engine to the Nissan Trans. I had a lot of people wanting an automatic setup, and putting a GM transfer case in, it would fit their drop on the same side, but then you're adding a new transmission cross member and new front and rear drive shafts. So rather than do that, I designed an adapter to go from the 6L80 to the Nissan transfer case. And there's a spud shaft spline adapter. They're both 32 spline in the same diameter, but the spline pitch is different, so you still need an adapter anyway.
So it would have been like that close to being able to use something that would bolt into like a 4L80 or a,
right.
You know.
We've got the stock transfer case in the stock location, bolted to the stock cross member still, so all your drive shafts are all original, which saves cost when you're doing the swap and you don't have to redo all that stuff. Other than that, it's a 6.2 liter like L92 out of an Escalade with a Texas Speed Stage 1 cam and spring package. It still has stock truck exhaust manifolds, which actually fit these trucks great. It's got our oil
stock airbox too.
Yeah, we adapted to the stock Nissan airbox, which is absolutely a restriction on this setup, I know, but for what the truck's being used for as a daily and a four-wheel drive rig, by using the stock airbox, the customer can buy any off-the-shelf snorkel for one of these trucks and it'll work. He's probably given up 20-30 horsepower, but it's going to make double what it made stock anyway. So,
and you know, right now we got the drivability really good. Now, what's really fascinating about this is that you've been able to make the 6L80 behave in here just like factory.
The only thing that's not stock is the shifter. We're using a low car shifter for a 6L Trans, which
so we can go like this, and then we can go over and then have tap up, tap down.
Yep. So what we did was we developed a CAN translator in this because Nissan vehicles speak a different CAN language than GM, obviously. So we wire the tap up, tap down switches on the shifter to the CAN translator box, and the translator box sends the CAN signals to the TCM for the upshift and downshift. We've got all the factory gauges working. In a Nissan vehicle, the speedo is actually driven by the ABS computer, so there's no worries there, but the TAC is obviously driven by CAN signals from the ECM. We translate the GM to Nissan to make that work. Oil pressure switch works. This vehicle has functioning cruise control. We're able to wire the factory Nissan cruise buttons to the CAN translator, which then sends the CAN signals to the ECM. Air conditioning works, four-wheel drive works, everything works like it was a stock vehicle. Interesting thing to get a little nerdy on the four-wheel drive is, I guess the system in this, because these vehicles were made for so many years, the four-wheel drive computer doesn't only speak CAN, but it also speaks serial data on the old school Nissan K-line network. So when we put in the GM computer, we were able to replicate all of the CAN signals that the factory GM ECU made, but it still didn't make the factory trans computer happy. Something must have been coming over the serial network as well that's missing. So we actually developed our own standalone transfer case controller, and it functions exactly like stock. It's tied into the GM ECU, so it will only let you go from two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive high at 25 miles an hour and below, like a factory setup. It won't let you go to four low unless you're stopped and have the shifter in neutral. It makes all the indicators on the dash work exactly like they did. It's just a standalone box. And the beauty of that now is if you want to put this transfer case in any other vehicle, you can just buy a factory Nissan four-wheel drive switch and that standalone controller and put this transfer case in anything.
Yeah, so that opened up the doors for so many different possible swaps.
Absolutely.
And it's strong.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the interesting thing is that, you know, Steven's both Nissan and GM, and then taking the best of both worlds and blending them, and that's what's so cool about this. And then furthermore, that it's just like OEM. And I mean, that's what sets, I think, what you do so far apart than just about anything else I've seen.
I mean, I would say 90% of my customers daily drive their cars when they're done. Like, they're that reliable. The customer that owns this, he's going to drive it every day. And that's what makes it fun. You know, having a fast toy is cool, yeah, but having a car that you can drive every day is fun too. So,
all right, well, let's make some power here.
For sure.
Guys, that Xterra was absolutely awesome and truly drove just like an Escalade. Made like 345 wheel horsepower, but it had a big tire, stock gearbox, stock exhaust manifolds. I believe it even had cats. Absolutely amazing job, and the fact of what you can do with it, you can't do with an Escalade. So kudos to LOJ for that. Again, check them out with some of your LS and Nissan blend stuff. It is very neat. Well, guys, song I wanted to leave you with here. I'm telling you, I've been on an Alice in Chains kick here. So check out No Excuses by Alice in Chains. Good stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. It definitely helps our channel grow. So it is wide is the gate, and easy is the road that leads to destruction. But narrow is the gate, and hard is the road that leads to life. God bless you guys. We'll see you next episode. Joey, no.